If you're holding XRP, I'm sure you've heard the advice 1,000 times. Just hodl and be patient, right? But here's the thing. While so many of us are passively waiting for the price to move, there's this massive story unfolding, kind of behind the scenes with huge institutions. The world's biggest banks, they're laser-focused on utility, not just speculation. And that focus is creating a completely different kind of opportunity. Okay, let's really get into this. So this is the big question, isn't it? How do you actually grow your XRP bag without constantly having to pour more of your own cash into it? Well, the institutions are kind of answering that question by building out the infrastructure, and smart holders are definitely paying attention. So let me show you what's really happening in the news, and then I'm going to show you how you can actually act on it. All right, first step, we have to talk about the elephants in the room. We're going to go way beyond the usual crypto headlines and look at the real, documented strategic moves that major financial players are making with Ripple. And believe it or not, it all starts with one of the biggest names in banking on the entire planet. That's right, Bank of America. They hold more blockchain patents than any other bank in the world. Now, let that sink in. This isn't just some casual interest or a little side project. This is a deep, multi-million-dollar strategic investment into the future of finance. It tells you everything you need to know about where they think this is all headed. And when you look at their patent focus, it gets really interesting. Yeah, okay, information security is at the top. That makes sense. But look at blockchain. It's a core piece of their strategy at 12%. It's right up there with giants like AI and machine learning. For a bank this size, this isn't an experiment. This is foundational. And here's where it all clicks together for XRP holders. Bank of America's big push into blockchain isn't happening on its own. They have a confirmed long-term partnership with Ripple that goes back years. This isn't a rumor, it's not speculation, it's a well-documented business relationship. And you know what? You don't have to take my word for it. Here it is, straight from the president of Ripple, Monica Long. She said, and I quote, "Bank of America was one of our early partners. We've worked with these types of banks for a long time." I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than that. Direct confirmation from the very top. And we're not just talking about some surface-level thing here. The depth of this partnership is what's key. Bank of America is a major partner on RippleNet, actively using it for cross-border payments and even integrating with Ripple's new stablecoin. This shows a deep, multi-layered adoption of the tech that goes way beyond just dipping their toes in the water. And this is where you see the huge disconnect, right? The retail world is totally fixated on when price go up. But behind the curtain, institutions are busy building the new plumbing for finance. They're creating an economy that's based on active usage and utility, which kind of hints that maybe there's a different way to think about accumulation too. So stick with me. We're going to look at one more crucial piece of this puzzle, regulation. And then I promise, I'm going to show you how you can take this high-level institutional stuff and connect it directly to a strategy for your own XRP. Okay, now for the one thing that has been the big roadblock, the one thing holding back the floodgates: regulation. You see, banks like Bank of America have been geared up for years, but they've been stuck in neutral waiting for clear rules of the road from U.S. regulators. And that's where something like the proposed Clarity Act comes in. It's basically the green light everyone's been waiting for. It gives institutions the clear rules they need to jump in with both feet. This is the key that unlocks mainstream adoption, brings innovation back home to the US, and pretty much signals to the whole world that it is game on. And it's not just the industry saying this. The legitimacy of this technology is getting recognized at the highest academic levels. Get this. The Duke Law and Technology Review called Ripple a convenient alternative to traditional international payment systems. When a prestigious journal like that is highlighting its utility, you know this is serious stuff. Okay, so we see the patents, the deep partnerships, the big push for clear regulations, but it can all feel so distant, right? You're probably sitting there thinking, that's great for Bank of America, but what does it actually mean for me? It can be so frustrating to watch these giants make moves based on utility while you're just told to sit and wait. This is where we flipped the script. It's time to shift our thinking from being a passive holder who just waits to being an active participant who gets involved, mirroring the very strategy the big players are using. Which brings us right back to where we started. How do you stop being a spectator in the nosebleeds and get down on the field? How do you actually accumulate based on the network's utility instead of just buying more and hoping for the best? The answer is in systems that are built directly on the XRP ledger itself. Systems designed to reward network growth.
So let me introduce you to one of them. It's called XRP TIP TEAM.
So what is it? At its heart, XRP TIP Team is just a simple, decentralized web app. And its whole purpose is to help you accumulate more XRP by doing something that actually helps the network grow. By teaching other people about the importance of self-custody and encouraging them to actively use the XRPL. And getting started is actually super straightforward. Step 1, you set up your own secure XMIN wallet, which puts you in 100% control of your crypto. Then you fund it with a little bit of XRP. And finally, you join the system by sending a one-time tip to the person who showed you the way. That's it. That one action activates your position. Okay, but how do the rewards get distributed? It's all based on a transparent, simple rule called the pass-up principle. When you introduce new people, the tips from your second and fourth referrals automatically get passed up to your sponsor. It's a really simple mechanic that makes sure rewards flow throughout the entire network. And the magic of everyone following that one simple rule is that it creates this amazing network effect. This means you can start receiving tips from people you didn't even refer yourself, people who are levels and levels deep in the network. The whole system is designed to create these what they call infinite tip streams that go directly to your wallet. And the whole thing is built on the principles we all believe in. It's peer-to-peer, so there's no middleman ever touching your funds. It's self-custody first, meaning tips go straight into your personal wallet. Everything is transparent and verifiable on the public ledger. And get this, your actual position in the network is a transferable NFT that you truly own. So the bottom line is this. Your XRP doesn't have to just sit there collecting dust on an exchange. You can actually put it to work by helping grow the network and educating others. If you're curious and want to see how this whole protocol works for yourself, you can check it all out at xrptipteam.com. It just leaves you with one last question to think about. What if the biggest opportunity in XRP isn't just about waiting for a certain price target, but it's actually found in building and participating in the growth of the network itself?